This video is all about this tenor saxophone. And you've probably read the title, so that means you know exactly what it is. But can you pronounce the name properly? Because I struggled for a little while until I did my research and I heard that it's pronounced Beaugnier. Beaugnier Rico. And there's the Rico engraving next to my sausage-like fingers right there. You can see that. It's quite nice actually. The engraving on the bell is also pretty good. I like that. It looks very pretty. But that musical stave with the treble clef looks a little bit cheesy to me. I don't know. Maybe it's not cheesy. Maybe it's just me being fussy. But it looks good. It looks nice in general. And I've just rebuilt it. It's been yet another tenor I've picked up. Actually, I've picked up quite a few horns in the past weeks, but I decided to get stuck into this one because it was quite intriguing, and I've given it a good once over, including all new pads, new corks, set up, cleaned up, inside and out. It had a nice bath, a nice shower. I regulated all the key work because some of it was a little bit messy and a little bit sloppy. Check out this sound. Are you ready? Here we go. Nice. It's that ringing of the bell sound when you close all the keys. But this tenor dates from around about the 1950s or 60s. I might be totally way off because the Beaugnier serial numbers are not exactly the most easy thing to find. But from my limited research, it's around about that era. If I'm wrong, feel free to write that in the comment section below. And you can check out them separate key guards for the low B flat and B. And it has the similar funky looking key guards on the C and the E flat just at the back here. Now the pants guard at the side of the instrument looks a bit, I don't know, how do I say, big, clumsy, ridiculous. But it also looks pretty cool as well. There it is. Check that out. And it's quite a substantial piece of metal. The body to bell brace looks like a little ski slope. It's quite simple, effective, does the job. Your pinky cluster here is your typical what I call a wraparound cluster because your G sharp and your low B flat sort of frame this C sharp and the B key in the middle. They have this wraparound effect. It doesn't have a front F sharp key, and I actually prefer that. That's just personal preference, personal taste. Some people like a high F sharp, I prefer without. And the octave key mechanism is quite a long key. It goes from here all the way up to the neck in two pieces. It's quite large. It's one of the larger octave keys I've seen. The button under the octave key is very comfortable as well. But I forgot to do one thing. The octave key does its little wiggly thing. Look at it. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. It loves doing that. Now your left hand and your right hand keys are very comfortable. Well, for me they're very comfortable, although I am used to playing a lot of different horns, and I like the left hand keys and the right hand keys. It has such a smooth layout. It's just nice. The low C, the E flat, they all just feel right. They fall in the right places. Very comfortable. It's not spread. It's not awkward and clumsy like some saxophones of that era are. This one feels very ergonomically right. And your left hand palm keys, they're actually not too bad. At first I thought they felt a little bit awkward, but they're okay. I got used to them after, I don't know, a minute or two. It just feels a little bit different to what I'm used to. But they do feel okay. It just takes a little bit getting used to at first. But overall, the ergonomics and the layout of the keys is pretty user-friendly. For a 1950s or 60s horn, it feels surprisingly modern compared to what I expected. And I'm quite satisfied with the result because it does play really nice, although you haven't heard it yet. And one thing I have to note before I go any further is the neck. If I take this off, come here fella. This used to have a brace on it, but that seems to have gone missing over the years, and I don't mind that. It's quite nice as it is, and it's a solid neck. It's not the biggest of issues in the world, and it looks fine, and it functions just fine. It seems to have had some work on it before, but it's quite okay, and it works well. Another thing to note is the neck screw that tightens up the neck to the body is on the left hand side, and I'm a lefty, so that's okay for me. Although I am used to the right hand side, it's nice having it on the left, so maybe they should make them all on the left, just for us left-handed people. That's not selfish at all. Nope, not at all. So the overall feel is quite fine, and I'm looking forward to giving this a whirl. I have had a little hoot on it earlier on, and it was, interesting. So I want to share that findings with you lot. So I'm going to have a quick noodle up and down, and I'll give you my final thoughts after that. So I'll speak to you lot after I've had a bit of a blast on this thing. So there you go, you've just heard this vintage Beaugnier Rico tenor saxophone, and I know there's not a lot about them online. That's exactly why I'm putting this video out. So with that said, maybe this video and this demo and this quick look around this tenor has given you a little bit more of an insight as to what this little baby is, or this little beastie, this piece of bendy metal that we love and adore called saxophone. In full disclosure, my thumbs were starting to get a little bit tired after playing on this saxophone for a while, but that's not the saxophone's fault. That's my fault because I haven't practiced for 2 days. And if you understand that feeling, everything feels stiff, and maybe it's just me getting older, but yeah, it's part of that as well. I just felt a little bit stiff in my thumbs and my hands, so it felt a bit awkward at first, but I warmed up for about 20 minutes before I did the video, and then everything was absolutely fine. But initially, because of my own mistakes, my own lack of practice for 2 days, it felt a bit funky at first, but that's not a problem really, because that's the user's fault. It's not the instrument's fault. Which also is a little bit of an insight for you lot out there, because maybe you pick up an instrument after you haven't played for a few days and it feels weird. Well, that's probably because you haven't practiced. I've just found that out myself, because now as I've been playing it, it feels absolutely fine. And also you would have noticed that I put this camera in front of my hands so you could see what I'm doing on the instrument. Now let's try and describe the sound, and it is going to be quite difficult because as a brighter sounding player myself, that is always going to come through at some point when I'm playing. I could feel it. It was more of a dark, rounder, warmer sound, and that's quite okay. If you're into that sort of thing, this is definitely one of them dark spread horns that you hear about. It's really got that sort of vibe to it. I like it. It's quite nice. It's not really my cup of tea. I had to mention tea somehow. But it's still okay. There's a lot of people, in fact there's probably more players, prefer the darker, warm sound than there is the brighter side of the spectrum that I like. But yeah, that's what it is. It's a darker sounding horn, which is nice and spread. The tuning's quite okay. I had to adjust a little bit just to get used to it, but that's okay as well. You have to adjust to each saxophone that you play. So the tuning was fine after a little bit of messing around on it and noodling up and down. I found out where the sweet spot was for me, and yeah, it was absolutely okay. Now, I didn't feel any urgency to go into the altissimo. It does go into the altissimo, no problem. I tried that. I didn't feel the urgency to go into the altissimo range. I just didn't feel I needed to. The regular range was more than enough to have fun with. It's got a nice old school jazz vibe to it, and that's a good thing in my view. But maybe you've already got one of these Ricos and you're a proud owner and you enjoy the hell out of it, and that's fantastic. But thanks very much for coming this far. You'll catch me in the next video. Click on like, click on subscribe. It's absolutely free, and I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.